Hello, 1, 2. I'm dying.
Hello and welcome to the UK Surf Show. We are your hosts. I'm Pete.
And I'm Mitch. And on today's show, we chat about the Wales trip.
Yeah, Severn Bore, Wales trip.
Yeah.
And we should also say a quick thank you to Dry Robe, as they have kitted us out good and proper
Which
for this
you might
week.
have noticed. And it's definitely not too hot in this dry robe I'm wearing, so maybe I'll undo this one and take it away, Pete.
Take it away. Undoes one, and he's left with a towel one underneath. Dry Robe have been amazing. They've sent us dry robes, towels, backpacks, boots. Dry Robe boots, they're going to be in the van all winter. They're going to be straight out the surf, and they are fluffy inside and everything. They're amazing.
I generally have a set of like fluffy slippers that live in the van for sort of winter surfs and coming out. Like as soon as I get changed and dried, like they go straight on. But the things I use are like just sort of nasty, cheap slippers, if you like. These are actually unreal. As Pete takes them off, but these are so comfortable. But Pete, what I'm thinking is, I'm going to wear mine with socks because I don't want them to stink.
Well, they will, won't they, if you're just wearing them for that? But it's like the stuff they've sent us, amazing. These boots are amazing. They're super warm. They're one of those things. The waterproof backpacks, just everything. It's just absolutely. They've been so supportive, and we can't thank them enough. It's been absolutely amazing. You may have seen the little video that Mitch had an idea about doing and put it together and stuck it on the Instagram and the YouTube and whatever else it is we're on, the TikTok. But it's been an absolutely, thanks to them, and it's been an absolutely incredible trip. The people in Wales are some of the nicest people I think I've ever met. Everyone's so welcoming, so happy to see us, so accommodating, and what do you think?
We have had, honestly, such a good week. I've been here, surfed here before in Rest Bay a long time ago, as we mentioned, and I didn't really get to appreciate how good the surf community was here. And honestly, people have been so friendly and welcoming. There was people who knew we were coming and they came and said hello.
Yeah.
There was people that didn't know we were coming, but like they were so interested in what it was we had to do.
Yeah.
And the lineups, people have been crazy friendly. Everywhere we've went, it's kind of felt like I've been at home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The way people have kind of just opened up to us, it's been amazing.
Yeah. We've had some amazing guests.
Mm-hmm. We've had some actual, genuine legends, like local legends.
Yeah. What are we going to say who any of those are?
We probably should.
We should. So this week we have spoken to Mark Vaughan.
Mark Vaughan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much we're going to say about what we did, but
well, no, we don't. I don't think we should need to break down the episodes.
Okay,
people,
all right. We'll tell you who's coming up. Then we've still got a couple of the Scotland episodes.
We've got two more to come out, so look forward to them.
Yeah.
But you know, this week in terms of people we've spoke to, we've been trying to just keep it for the close friends. So we've obviously gave one name away.
Yeah.
So what we can say is there's one person in there. Quite a lot of the guests we had were recommended, and they were like a lot of names came up saying you have to speak to this person, you have to speak to this person, and then people we have definitely spoken to. But there was one in particular who is genuinely like local folklore
royalty,
actual surfing royalty.
As in, we've been told if you're on a wave or you're going for a wave and he's going for that wave, you just don't go for it out of respect.
Absolutely, and that's what people do. And man, this guy and his son, both a pair of characters, absolute legends, and Chargers as well, can talk.
Well, his son didn't really get to speak that much, to be honest.
No. But yeah, look forward to that episode. There are some serious stories.
Yeah. So, should we start beginning of the week?
Yeah, man.
Sunday morning, it was 7 o'clock from my house.
Yeah, super early.
Up to Gloucester Way.
Uh-huh.
And rode the Severn Bore.
What a way to start. What a way to kick this off. You know, something we've obviously spoken about before. We've had guests that have done it.
Yeah.
And I think we've both been like really keen and interested to get on with surfing the Bore. And actually we ended up turning up for a great day to do it as well.
Yeah, it was a really good day to do the bore. It was absolutely incredible. It was the only way I can describe it is terrifying and exhilarating all at once. But it's one of those things. Don't think you can just go and surf the Severn Bore if you know nothing about it. You've never done it before. You need to contact someone who's done it, who knows what they're doing, because it's fucking dangerous.
No, absolutely. And you know, I think I got lucky in that I was really comfortable the whole time, even when it got sketchy and there was logs coming at me and I was kind of wrapped, or my leash was getting wrapped in logs. But
and I was going through trees backwards.
Yeah, but actually I got quite lucky in that I wasn't like ever stuck, you know, and I feel like you probably got a lot more stuck than I did.
Yeah.
But there was people who actually, go the other way. Just for so we're in this apartment. We've been put up this amazing Airbnb, and if you're listening to this and not watching, we've just got this amazing backdrop on the balcony, the doors blowing shut, and the howling wind we've had. But so I think I got quite lucky in that I didn't end up in a scenario that I wasn't that comfortable with, where there was experienced people, listeners of the show as well, that looked after us, and thanks very much for looking after us, showing us the way.
Yeah, getting in front of us.
Just come and surfed what ended up being a real proper wave. It was shoulder, possibly even head high. Pete, what happened?
Paddled into the wave, missed the first part, but there was a second part on it.
It was even bigger.
Went to get to my feet and there was someone right in front of me, so I just pulled off the back of the wave.
Like a gent.
And then it took me downstream about 3,000 miles and scrambled up out of stinging nettles and brambles and trees. And
brambles!
Yeah.
Getting in front of us. But you can see how quickly it can go wrong. And if you're wrapped up in a log with branches on it, you know, that can go quite wrong.
It's just the amount of people we've spoke to that have like had things where they've gone wrong, you know, where like their leashes have been caught round like logs or trees or underwater. And like, even in someone's book that's coming on the show, and you said another guest then, which you may have got a clue from that I was reading in one of the videos, but even he said, like, he tells a story in his book about being stuck under the Severn Bore with all this water moving and like pressed up against the bottom of a tree and a rock, and he was just stuck there. So it's really I can't like stress enough, and the amount of people that have also said to us, you know, they surf the bore, please, if you are going to talk about it, be like respectful, you know, and like mention how dangerous it is, because it is like what you don't understand. Like, you see the little wave, and like a normal wave, you get a wave in the ocean and you come off, the wave passes over and you come back up, and that's it. The wave passes you when you come off the bore, and there's like, well, it's like double the height of the wave behind it in water, moving so fast, it's pushing that to get that speed.
Well, I think the difference is that if you think surfing, the water's not moving, it's not moving, the energy's moving through it, and obviously it gets to a point, jacks up, and then that's what makes the wave throw. Yeah. So that water, that energy's oscillating the whole time. Yeah. And then as soon as it's gone, it dissipates completely. Yeah. You know, sometimes it might take longer to do that, but with this, the water's actually moving. Yeah. The water has been pushed forward. So there's like, think of it, you're in your living room, it's a flat surface, but you've got a step in your living room, and everything behind that step's the same height as the step. Yeah. But then add the weight of all that volume, and that's what it's like, because when that first wave came at us, you could see it, and I remember saying it when I was filming, I was like, it's like a step, it's so odd. Yeah. And you can't appreciate the energy that's in that, and the further along the river it got, and the more narrow the river got, all that energy is still there, and it's getting channeled into a smaller and smaller river. The first wave we caught.
Yeah, I think someone said it was the sea bursting the banks of the River Severn that causes it. So it's literally, it's the same sort of thing as a tsunami. The same power of the water coming in like that.
Well, the other part of that, actually, speaking about the safety element, is that whatever
Pink helmet, first of all, definitely.
Well, wherever you get in, wherever your entry point is, that's going to be a metre or so deeper or higher. That might not be your exit point. Yeah. It might not be that straightforward.
As we found out.
Well, let's talk about the first wave, though.
So we turn up at this first spot, and it's like you get down through the mud slides of everything, wade out across water that's only like knee deep. And then it's like you get to the middle and it's a bit deeper, and they say, oh, it's like you paddle half a mile that way. And first of all, you're thinking, half a mile that way? We're like, all right then. So anyway, we paddled out to where we are, and Mitch says to me, jump off your board. And I jumped off my board, and it was literally, I'd say, shin deep.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah. And so we're waiting out there with everybody, and like everyone's sort of like nervous, excited, anticipating what's happening, what's about to happen.
Hereford turn up on their fast boats.
Yeah, which you had to explain to me what Hereford was.
Well, if you don't know, you don't know. But Hereford turned up on their fast boats, getting ready to bomb down to the next spot. That would be a good
way to do it.
Yeah.
Speedboat, jump off, do it, get back on next spot.
Yeah, and then in this one, you're sort of waiting, and then the first one's it wasn't the same, I guess. The first one, it didn't come around like this rumble or anything. It just sort of came round, and it was like a foot at best, wasn't it? It wasn't. I don't think either of us knew what to expect.
Not at all.
No, so I didn't know. So then we're sort of like, and it's still miles away.
You're still looking. Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah.
People are going, that's it. Is that it? Are you sure? And then as it gets bigger, you start seeing bits, and you start seeing it moving up the sides. And like everyone's like, yeah, that's it. Like and everyone starts paddling and going.
And then it comes and
it's like I'd say that first bit was like riding white water in the ocean, like when you're just playing on the white water.
Yeah.
It was
so
like
it's like a double up, triple up. Like it's super punchy.
Yeah.
It wasn't as punchy as I thought it was going to be, but because of that weight behind it, you surfed on your log, I surfed it on a foamy, because that's another thing. Take a battered board that you don't mind getting ruined. So I went on a foamy, but it's weird because the way your board holds to the water, it's not like in the ocean. I think the weight behind it, it's just throwing your board about, and it felt like my board was always trying to nosedive.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's almost like the weight was sort of throwing the board up and then back down.
I think mine did nosedive in the end. Yeah.
Well, you ended up off it.
Yeah, well, I ended up off it. That was, so we're paddling into it, get on the wave, it starts going, everyone says, like, stay lying down for quite a while just to get used to it. And I thought, I've been lying down for long enough, I'm going to get up. Lying down for long enough, probably about 5 or 10 seconds, got too excited. Stood to my feet, thought I was on the wave for about 15 seconds, something like that. It felt brilliant, and came, as I said, the board then nosedived. As Mitch said, it feels like it's trying to pull it down. The board nosedived, and it went up in the air and flying towards the guy who was next to me, bounced off of him on the video. Checked the video back. I was actually on the wave for about 3 seconds most, probably something like that.
Well, when I was lying next to you, I was like, all right, okay, it's time to pop up, and I've got the GoPro kind of in one hand trying to film as well. And you were on my right. I was the furthest surfer to the left as we were on the wave.
Yeah.
And I kind of see you. I was like, right, I'm going to pop up. And then I see your hands start to move. So I'm like, do you know what? In case Pete fucks this, I'm going to wait. Because I guarantee I'll get to my feet. I'll try and get to my feet. Your board will smash me in the shin, take me clean out. So I was like, no, I'm going to wait. And I think weirdly though, we ended up kind of popping up at the same time.
I was going to say, you said you were going to wait, and you said you were waited until we watched the video back, and we were going up at the same time.
Well, I think so. Well, but you started before me, and then because I was like trying to work out how to pop up with this GoPro in my hand, I think I kind of went to my knees and stood up. By the time, so I'd got to my foot because I filmed you.
Yeah.
But by the time I got up, you were off, and I was immediately like, wanker, he's off. And it was weird. So, and then the problem I had, apart from, I was like, it doesn't matter what happens now. I've got further than Pete.
Yeah.
Nothing matters here. And I was like, right, cool. But anyway, it's like a foot. I was like, I'm going to try and surf the wave. So on this big foamy. So like, I sort of bombed it along to the left. Which is the opposite side that we had to get out because we've been given a get out point, hadn't we, on the corner? And I was like, right, cool, I'll cut back to the group on the right. And just again, the way the board or the water was holding the board, I could not turn it right. And I was like, I was sort of filming you, laughing at you, trying to turn the board to the right, and it just wasn't for going. It just did not move. Cause you couldn't even engage a rail. Nothing happened. And I tried so hard, I just came straight off it. And I could hear you going, behind me. And you kind of think immediately, I guess you think there's going to be another wave behind it.
Yeah.
There's nothing behind it.
There's nothing behind it. Just fast moving water.
Yeah, you kind of get these little ripples.
Yeah. So this is after that bit of surfing it, or not surfing it as we call it. Well, we did surf it, just not for very long. But after that bit, you then think you've been given a point. Someone says to you, right, the people we were with, get out over there. And so you start naturally paddling towards it, not thinking how fast the river's now moving behind that. All that water's getting faster and faster. And all of a sudden you realise, I'm going to shoot way past that point.
Well, you didn't realise it, did you?
Yeah, when you shouted at me to paddle sideways.
I realised for you.
Yeah, well.
Because you're in the middle of the river and you're quite far from the sides. It's hard to appreciate how fast you're going. I think they say it moves about 12 miles an hour.
Something like that.
Which is pretty bloody fast for a body of water moving.
Yeah.
And I was kind of, when I got closer, I was like, actually, this is a lot faster than I realised. So I was like, I didn't paddle against it, obviously, because that's pointless. But I kind of I was trying to paddle a little bit backwards but
to the side,
straight to the side, because I knew, I was like, well, this is actually going to be quite tight. Definitely don't want to paddle forward. I just want to paddle across. Knowing I was going that way really fast, and I was like, right, this is going to be tight, but I think I'm going to make it. And I remember turning around, looking at you, and you're just sort of paddling straight down the middle. So I was like, Pete, you might want to aim for this.
I just made it to the point. Literally, if I had started paddling that direction 2-3 seconds later, I would have missed the point by miles. But it just moves. So it comes
it's
up
ridiculous,
so quickly. You know?
So then we get out, high fives and coffee and all that, and then not even time for coffee. We just bomb it straight to the next spot.
Boards chucked in the back of my van.
Boards chucked
straight
in the van
to the next spot. 10 minutes up the road, get in at another spot where the river's then narrower, but we have to walk through fields and
it was brutal.
mud.
And I felt like I was on exercise again, but I'm carrying a surfboard now, and it was brutal. And just to explain the reason when we say move up to the next spot, the river obviously snakes in its shape. It's not like a straight river. So you're able to, go to a next spot, maybe round like a big U-bend or whatever of the river, and it takes obviously the water that time to get there, so you've got time to move on.
So if the river's moving at 12 miles an hour, snaking, and we're driving at 88 miles an hour, straight lining, we get ahead of it again.
Gotta get this thing at 88 miles an hour, buddy. Come in, gents. Take a knee. This is what's about to happen. Right, he'd all round the fence in this. give me that right now. See them dancing feet. So we get to the spot, we go through the horrendous fields, nettles, slippy as.
Down the mud slide.
Oh my God, that's getting overlaid right now. There's like a really narrow, it's quite a steep river bank. And there's almost this little beach, it's maybe like...
It's fucking fast.
The nice.
It's in the bones.
3 meters
I didn't
deep.
think getting into that.
What?
How the fuck are we getting out of this? That never crossed my mind once when we were getting in.
Well, remember it was going to be deeper, so...
Yeah, I know, but it still never crossed my mind how we're getting out.
Well, yeah, but that was a takeoff spot, so, we'd always been further down the river.
Yeah, but it never crossed my mind. Still.
Oh, right,
I just literally thought we're getting there, I'll get out there.
Well, the guys doing the safety brief didn't tell us, so that's not our problem, it's not them. So there's this,
I don't think it's a registered safety brief.
I think
as
it
goes.
because it's an official event. And, so this almost like a straight drop almost. It's looks like a path. It's a load of people have walked down over time, so it's
made
become
out
this
of mud
thing.
And it's a slide.
Made out of slidey mud, and the first guy went down, and then you went, and I was creasing myself, and then I was like, I've got this, I'll be dignified. Nope.
No, same thing. Ended up with mud in your mouth.
Yeah, I was like, shut my mouth, because I knew I was heading straight to the dirty river.
Say one more thing about that.
What?
You know what else you want to take? An old wetsuit.
Oh. Still can't get the smell out.
Get the smell out of the Severn Bore out of my wetsuit. It's been washed. It's been in the sea twice, and it's been washed 3 times, and it still reeks.
Definitely not been washed in the shower of the Airbnb, though, has it?
Moving on.
But it's been cleaned up after. But yeah, the water it's howling. It's absolutely howling. And I cleaned my wetsuit out properly. And I always wash my wetsuits. And I normally use baby shampoos, we've spoke about it, but I didn't bring any. I cleaned it out completely. It was flushing clean now with hot shower water. And I thought, you know what, just because we were going to surf the next morning, I'll squeeze it in the shower just to dry it out a bit so it dries quicker. And it was just brown again. And I was like, oh my God. Like 4 surfs down now, I think.
Yeah.
And it's still it stinks.
It's the back of your van, you open that door, you're like, what's that smell?
Oh, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. So second spot.
Yes.
We're now down the mudslide in the river, waiting. And one of the guys we were with paddled to the other side, and a load of the others stayed on this side.
Hereford turn up, speedboats.
Speedboats turn up. And I was sat there thinking, I'm going to go over to the other side with that guy that we were with. And then like everyone else was over here, and I was like, you know when you're like hesitant, shan't I? No, I'll just stay here, that'll be fine. I'll just stay exactly where I am. And that was a mistake.
Well, your mistake probably wasn't as big as mine.
Well, no. So we're sat there waiting. Mitch has got the GoPro on the thing. I've got GoPro on the board so we can document everything. And you hear this noise, and the only way it's like a freight train coming in. You hear like this rumbling, or thunder in the distance.
It's like the noise after an IED goes off 10 metres away from you.
Yeah.
Just keeps going. It's just
I know what that's like.
I'm sure everyone can relate.
Yeah. But it's just ridiculously loud rumble coming. And the wave comes round the corner.
Yeah, out of nowhere. It just appears.
Out of nowhere, yeah. And Mitch is like, fucking hell. It's a wave. It's a proper wave. That's like a shoulder-high wave.
That's a real wave.
Fucking hell. By this time, him filming it, saying this, everyone else has paddled off.
Yeah, downriver.
And all you hear is me on the camera going, paddle, motherfucker. Paddle, motherfucker.
Well, the problem is when it comes around the corner, it essentially comes around like a point break. So on the inside, the side you wanted to go to, it's this proper shoulder coming off, and then everything else is catching up. So it peels straight across, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna surf a shoulder here. So I was sort of filming, like mesmerised by this proper clean, dirty wave. Clean, dirty wave. Brown fucking thing. And I'm like, I'm actually going to take off on a shoulder, like buzzing. Then I'm thinking, ooh, maybe it's going to break where I am. And it did. It broke slowly across. And then I'm like, maybe I'll paddle inside just a little bit. And that's the point I turn around, hear you shouting, paddle, motherfucker. Realise I'm probably 50 metres deeper than everyone by now because they've all paddled down the river. And sadly, this thing just fizzled out where I was. And it wasn't that it dissipated, but it went flat enough that it couldn't pick me up on this 8-foot foamy. And I was like, yes, no! And then immediately behind us was the weird one. There was an even bigger wave, like immediately behind it.
Yeah, it's like the power of this massive, long, wide wave has like pushed into like 2 or 3, one behind each other.
I think the corner is what's pushing that across and then coming back.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it was there on our side. But the second one is I'm talking immediately behind it, like the point I realised I've missed it and I've not looked behind me.
Yeah.
I just feel the tail lift up and I look and there's this monster thing and it slammed me so hard.
So what's happened to me is as I've paddled off, I think everyone else is in front of me is while I've started paddling, so I'm back a little bit, and where it's flattened for you, I'm trying to paddle that, and I think, I've missed it. And as I think I've missed it, I've just looked over my shoulder and I thought, there's another one. So I carried on paddling, and that just grabbed the board and lifted me. I put my hands on the deck, looked up, and one of the guys we were with directly in front of me, and you see me on the video, and I just pull back off the wave because you felt the weight of my longboard. If I'd gone over him in that, he would have probably knocked him out or something. But
easily.
So I pulled off that, and I said, we got out afterwards, and he was like, "I'm so sorry. He was I'm so sorry." I said, don't worry, we'll get like 4 or 5 episodes me milking this.
Are you moaning about it?
Yeah, I'm going to be moaning about it for the rest of the Wales Trips episodes.
Right. But then the point, obviously, so that's happened.
And then this is where it turns.
Now becomes the point of, it's kind of almost survival mode.
So this bit is where the bit that happened before, where trying to get out, picking a spot and realising you're going to overshoot that spot. Hold on, we're going sideways. Now you've got all that power of what was there pushed into what was, I'd say, 200 metres, 300 metres wide, maybe even wider.
100 metres wide.
Was it 100 metres wide?
Yeah, the first one was about 2.
No, that's what I mean. So now it's gone from like 200 metres wide.
Oh yeah, the first one was
into like half
probably
of it,
less,
50 to 100 metres. Yeah, 100 metres wide. So all that power's in there. Now you're moving double the speed you were moving before. So you see a point to get out, and it's gone. There's a point. It's gone. There's a point. It's gone. Which to then you work out in your brain. Actually, I'm going to have to look at a point down there and aim for that.
Yeah.
And then you see Mitch go in just in front of you, in front of me by then.
No, so I think I had already realised immediately, having learnt on the first one, even though it was an easier get out, that don't just pick a point to get out. It's a bit like being in contact with the Taliban. Like, if you think it's about to happen, you have a plan, like 3 steps on. Like, if we get contacted here, this is where we'll get into cover.
I've had that training.
Yeah, you have. It was part of the safety brief. It was before we'd done it. So you kind of pick 3 or 4 points. Yeah. And if you've never done it and you're planning on doing it, please do this. Look ahead, pick 3 or 4 points. Unlikely you're going to get the first couple that you're after. But keep doing that. That needs to be...
You are going to get a mouthful of reeds, a mouthful of trees, logs coming in behind you, hitting you, branches, twigs, everything hitting you from every direction, and you're just going to have to grab stinging nettles to get out.
Yeah, so you keep having... This is a reoccurring process. Just keep picking points.
Just keep picking stinging nettles.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, there's natural, obvious points to at least stop yourself, but like Pete said, you have to be aware there is trees and all sorts of people, and that's the thing. So I think you had stopped in front of me. You were holding on to, like, I don't know, like some
slug,
a slug's ear or something, and I come bombing past you laughing, and the reason I was laughing, because I was trying to film it, there was a log coming head on at you, and it had been like cut at the front, so I knew it wouldn't like impale you, which is why I was happy to laugh. I just knew it'd probably knock you out or something. So I'm like, I'm trying to get this on film as this log comes at you. But then
I saw it and let go.
But at that point, and I don't know what it was. You know, I don't know, like, maybe probably not on a longboard, but on shortboard sometimes it's my favourite manoeuvre in surfing because I can't do many other things. But it's that the way you grab your board and get, like, throw it round and get back on it prone.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a great manoeuvre. I kind of done that with the foamy.
Yeah.
To try and, like, get round, avoid this obstacle. There was like a tree there, and I done that, and I got round it, and I was like, that was well cool. Then I immediately realised if my leash had got caught in that, I would have actually died.
Yeah.
But that was the point where then I see you. I thought you're like safe in the bushes, and then all I hear is. you like come straight past, and then now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm not having to hold on to anything, like, because what happens is we're kind of not too far from where we got in. Sadly, but obviously the water's like another 2 meters higher.
Yeah.
So any of the little pathway sort of things they're all gone now. Yeah. So there's no natural place to get out. So it's really deep. So you can't stand up. You've got this sort of rounded edge of mud at the bottom, which is crazy slippy.
Slipping, yeah.
So, and there's nothing to get. So I burrowed my toes in on my left foot. I just kicked them into the wall, like burrowed them in as deep as I could, and they kind of held me there. And then I'm like, just hearing you laughing, but then it sounded like almost like help me sort of noises, but still laughing at the situation. And I turn round, like, without trying to let go of what I'm holding on to, and you're like actually under a tree. And like, you're just so engulfed in this tree, and I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious. I'm trying to film you, and then I think my board got picked up by something, and then it threw me around as well.
Yeah, I think in the end I managed to grab hold of a tree branch, pull myself into it, and climb up. I think you've got the video of that, climbing up out through the tree that was bending. I nearly didn't make it.
Nearly didn't make it. And there was just people from, like, who hadn't caught the wave from miles, who were even deeper than we were, just coming bombing past, like, help me.
One of the guys actually needed help to get out.
Yeah, one guy did. He actually needed a proper rescue. He got stuck under a tree.
Yeah.
And 2 dudes helped him. So it's nice there's a bit of a community within that.
That's another reason not to go and do it on your own. Like, be with people. You need people that can help you. You need people that know what they're doing and can tell you where to get in, where to get out, and stuff like that. Because there's parts on that which no one gets into, I think.
No.
Yeah.
And so, like, for 2 days after it, we were buzzing, like, so buzzing. Like, I need to go back. I need to surf the proper wave again. Maybe I'll do it on a short board. I don't know. We were stoked about it, and we meant to film this earlier in the week. Should say we're still in Wales while we film this in the Airbnb. Yeah. And we haven't spoke about this bit, so you've got no idea what I'm about to say. And I've kind of had a bit of reflection time, and I was thinking about this today. And I think because I've now surfed all week, even though it was super clean on Monday, it was super busy in Rest Bay. But this morning we surfed with 2 people, and 3 people actually, or 4, and
or 5,
or 5, whoever you want. You count what you want. And even though it was a pretty howling day, I had such a good surf.
Yeah.
I had such a good surf. I was surfing pretty well. And I've kind of realised that was so much more fun than the Bore.
Yeah.
And I've kind of already moved on. It was almost, for me, like at the time I saw the appeal and I'm like, I can't wait to come back. But then I've gone in the water, caught a proper wave, surfed it badly, good, whatever, doesn't matter. And I'm sort of like, nah, I'm kind of over it already.
Yeah. I, on the other hand, will definitely go back and surf it again.
I think I'll do it again. But
I will definitely go back and do it again. I think I haven't surfed. I think I worked it out with, like, as I've said on this already, like with work and with when I have been able to go, it's just been flat and shit, and or look at it and go, I'm not driving down for that. And this week has been the first time I've surfed in about 3 months. I think it's been bloody ages, or nearly 3 months, or something like that. And I was chatting to a few people, and so we did the Bore, which is it's nothing like surfing in the ocean.
No.
It's completely different. So I wouldn't count that one. And the amount of time you're paddling and in there, nothing that. But we've had 3 or 4 surfs this week. 3 surfs I've had. You've had 4, I think.
1, 2. I think I might have had 5.
Have you? Well, I've had
anyway,
4 then. Well,
Doesn't matter.
3 or 4. And I was chatting to Logan earlier today, and he's like, a mate of his works on the oil rigs, and he says when he comes back, he hasn't surfed for like weeks and weeks, and he reckons it's 3 surfs to get back into it properly. And today was my 3rd, I think it was, and I felt like I was getting back into it properly. Okay. I feel like my paddling was better, I was moving better, and caught one all right wave. It was choppy. Even one of the girls that was out said like she was feeling seasick because it was so choppy, but it was good fun. It was every time, even if I'm not in the water catching waves every time or catching what I want to, or be doing what I want to be doing, I still come out smiling no matter what. Yeah. Apart from in Rosilly, when you've got to walk over a mile back up the hill with the longboard that weighs 18,000 million tons. To be fair. Yeah, did you help me?
You made your choice. You made your equipment choice. Did you help push me onto waves from my tiny stick when you were sat on your 13-foot boat? No. So why would I help you carry it? But I tell you what, that spot, we could probably talk about who we surf with that one, with Shaka Surf Women. Yeah. Which was mega, mega fun.
She was, Laura, absolute ripper.
Proper ripper.
Proper, like, grew up in California in Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz, I think she said, or wherever. San Diego. Yeah, and I didn't get the reference, and then as soon as Mitch said it afterwards, I was like, "Oh yeah, of course it was."
Who doesn't get a
Bon Burgundy?
So she can surf.
You know, someone longboards and they make it look effortless. Yeah. It's like she's like a 2 paddle and then straight on the back of the board where it's like big turns like that. And what did you say? She did that thing where...
she done. I've not seen somebody do it for a while, actually. So I should say it wasn't massive, but it was definitely bigger. It was
messy.
It was big enough, and it was probably a 5 to 6 seconds period. And
but we were there, so
it
was
non-stop from the top, from the car park. My God, what a stunning spot! It is picturesque as fuck. Yeah. Not being Attenborough, that's as best as I'm going to describe it, by the way.
Not Attenborough per se. And now you see the picturesque as fuck view.
And here we see a car park. It was stunning, and you're so high up. If you don't know the spot, you're so high up it's literally a mountain edge, cliff edge. Yeah. And it looks so clean. It looks crazy clean. Lines for days, and you get down to face level, and you're like, what changed? Down this massive hill, what changed? And it's just a hella paddle out. It's just non-stop. It's relentless. And finally get out. There's never really an out back when it's on a day like that. And
out middle,
yeah. But then you get that sort of every now and again there'd be like a sort of 4-minute period where it just went flat, which is great. Time to recover. But these bigger waves came through, and we no energy though. It was really odd. But what Lauren was doing.
What did they call them yesterday?
What?
What did you say? There was I can't remember what I called them yesterday. They were like energy, like. Oh, never mind. Move on. On that video.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Slept since then.
Yeah. So So they come through, and then what Lauren done was she was paddling a longboard out, getting out, and every time a wave would come, well, not every time, but she's done it a few times, she would just get some speed on the log, pop up to her feet, get on the tail, lift the nose out of the water, and surf over the top of the wave, get some speed out the other side. And I was just like, that's well impressive.
Yeah.
Why can't I do that?
Yeah.
And loads of waves. Again, really fun session. Like taking off on, they're not bombs, but they were sizable.
Yeah.
But they're so weak as well. And I'm like on my tiny little Mitch mashup, thinking I'm not going to catch anything. But that I like a bigger wave when it's quite weak.
Yeah.
I don't like it to be too fast because I'm not quick enough. So I had a really fun session, some really nice waves. And
clean but weak.
Clean.
Chic. That was what it was.
That was it.
Chic.
Chic. Yeah, clean and weak, chic. So that was super fun, and it was really. And it was just the three of us, wasn't it? We had the whole line up to ourselves, so it was great.
There wasn't a lineup.
Well, yeah, and then we had the worst all-you-can-eat buffet in Swansea ever had. I mean, the pudding was great. Hopefully, you saw that in the stories.
Yeah, the food wasn't that good there.
And then surf today. We could probably say we surfed with Logan and Mike.
Logan, Mike, Emma.
And Emma from the surf school in Porthcawl.
And
I want to say it was Tristan, but I know that's
no,
wrong.
not that. Dale.
Oh no, we met Dale.
Yeah, he was out surfing as well, but he was further up.
But we won't say who that is yet.
It's Dale.
Yeah, but it was Dale.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, it was. Actually, I want to. Can we name this spot? It's a magic seaweed spot, a surfline spot, so you can name it. So Coney is called Coney Island, as we
Treasure
call it.
Island.
Treasure Island, Coney Island, Long Island.
Coney Beach.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
But oh my God, did I have the most fun surf?
I think it was the people we were with as well.
It was just crazy fun.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to speak about with Coney Island, Long Island dressing spot. Iced tea. Logan mentioned it. Wavelength, I'm calling you out. You done an article, I'm told. Not sure when it was or how long ago it was. And you named it, or your your subscribers named it as the worst surfing spot in the UK. I call bullshit. I had the best amount of fun. I don't know how you can call a spot the worst surfing spot in the UK when there's spots that don't get surf.
Yeah.
Maybe once a year, so surely that's the worst, and that might get a good day.
Yeah.
I had the most fun session. Monday here was amazing. It was glass. It was head high glass, but it was crazy busy, and I didn't get a lot of waves. Well, actually, I caught the first couple of waves I caught were right in front of Logan, and I was like, yes, that's all that mattered. Someday to see it. But I had so much more fun today. That spot was amazing. Obviously, Wavelength, I love you, but that's bullshit. How can you call that? And you shouldn't be naming spots the worst. That's not good, is it?
Yeah.
Stop being negative.
Well, by what we've been told today, it might be redeveloping the whole thing. So might be all houses there soon.
Oh, right, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a week. I think we forgot how tiring actually it is as well.
Yeah, it's like having a tattoo, you know. After you've had it done, you're like, it's really painful. I'm not having that done again. And then like 6 months down the line, you're like, I want another one now because you've forgotten what it was like.
Exactly what that is. What it's like.
Yeah.
And we've still got a couple more one more, I think, to record.
Yeah, one more now tomorrow.
But from this point on, from when we finish here and wake up in the morrow, the waves are looking perfect. The sun's coming out.
Yeah, we've got a lot of video stuff to do still tomorrow as well. And then we've got another one lunchtime, early afternoon, I think it's going to be. But yeah, there is surf as well. So I think early morning surf tomorrow.
Definitely. Try and beat the crowds, but they're probably not going to beat that big of the crowd.
Yeah. Look out as well. We'll put this Airbnb on our website and a link to it on our Instagram, because this has been, we should actually thank him for so when we were in Scotland, we got a message saying, you've done Newquay, you've done Scotland. If you want to do Wales, come and have my Airbnb and you can stay there. We were thinking, all right, Airbnb, yeah, you know, someone's offering an Airbnb, we're gonna be on bunk beds or something like that, you know,
sharing it with somebody else.
Yeah.
That is not the case.
Oh my God.
So
you'll put an overlay of this place.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get to see the video. So we're gonna make a proper edit of this place because it is unreal. Yeah. So if you are visiting South Wales, Porthcawl.
You forgot what it was called then, didn't you?
No, I was when I started saying South Wales, I was like, "Is it South?" Yeah. In my head, there was that little thing was niggling. So
this place
check
is
it out.
Phenomenal.
It's right on the beach. It's walking distance to the beach.
Yeah.
The location's insane. Yeah. Definitely check it out on Airbnb, and we'll link that and a load of the stories and stuff coming up as well. So hopefully we get to surf the rest of the weekend, get to enjoy, just chill out for a bit, We've got a few more things to get done. We'll have plenty of editing to do after this.
I love the fact that your chill out in my head is still we've got loads to do.
When it happens, it'll be fine.
Also, we've got someone that's local who's going to make us hats.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, that was a nice
they contacted
message.
us and said, if you want hats, Lady Caroline, I think, on us. Charlotte Caroline. I can't remember off the top of my head anyway. Probably just insulted him now. I'm not going to get hats.
You're not getting hats.
But yeah, she said, it's her husband or boyfriend messaged us and said about it, and she's going to get in contact with us. They're away now for the weekend, but she makes custom hats as well, so you can have like whatever colours. Bobble hat. I like a bobble hat.
Well, I was going to say, I've heard the UK Surf Show likes a bobble hat.
Love a bobble hat. Bobble hat.
But really nice, and we've heard from quite a few people actually that actually a lovely couple, so we're quite looking forward to saying hello. We didn't get a chance to properly say hello in person. And there was another place as well today we went and filmed, which is just a little gem of a find of a water sports distributor, a retail store. That was really nice, and that was a great location as well to film. I think that's probably the best looking location we filmed in, probably the best set we've ever filmed in. Actually, it was pretty special.
Done specially for us as well.
Done specially
with
for
a sign on.
Had
use
a
other inks.
Filming UK Surf Show.
We didn't even do that ourselves.
No. It's been a great week. It's been great to do this again. We've just laughed and ate and slept and surfed. Nice to get some surf in. Yeah,
and I just can't say enough how friendly the people of South Wales are.
Absolutely.
Just been absolutely incredible. Everyone's been so nice. Everyone's been so accommodating, offering us like everyone that's bought beer for us, food for us, like everything. It's just amazing. It's just such a nice bunch of people, and highly recommend it. However, you haven't seen what it's like. I've been here when it's been really super busy before, and you haven't seen it yet, and you're all thinking, it can't be that bad. You watch tomorrow, you'll be like that. I'm not fucking coming here again.
I have to do 2 shout outs as well. One, this is not a Wales trip specific one. It was just to the kid. You probably don't even listen to the show. The kid, when I was surfing at the Old Kent Road at Pease Bay a couple of weeks ago, when I was chatting to 2 dudes that make modular camper van conversions, I was chatting to them 2 in the car park after my surf, and this kid walked past with his mum. He must have been like, I think young teenager, maybe 14, 15 maybe. And I could see him looking at me and kind of made eye contact, and his eyes just lit up, and he went, "You're a Scottish surfer?" And I was sort of like, yeah, man, how you doing? And he goes, "Oh my God." And he looked at his mum and went, "Mum, that's the Scottish surfer. Oh my God." And when he was buzzing and walked off, and the 2 guys I was stood talking to about camper van conversions, they just sort of looked at me, and I was like, "Happens all the time, don't worry." And then we just moved on as if that was normal. But I just wanted to shout out to that lad, because you
genuinely stroked his ego more than anyone has for a long time.
But I thought that was such a nice, genuine thing, and actually you made my day. That made me really happy. And I wanted to shout out to Steve. So we surf with the Salty Saffron.
The Jiffy Jaffa.
The Jiffy Jaffa, Jobby Jabber. Yeah. We surf with Sean.
The Shitty Slapper.
We surf with Sean on Monday or Tuesday. No, it was Monday, yeah. It was Monday. And we surfed with Sean. And
was that before I had to drive home?
Before you had to drive home. Thanks, DPD. We surfed with Sean, and when we got out of the water, and that was a super fun session. It was really small, but it was super fun. We got out of the water, we're walking up the beach, just chatting shit as normal, me, you, and Sean. And this lad starts just charging at us, walking towards us, and he gets quite close, and then he goes, "Do you have any idea how weird it is, having just been listening in the van or the car coming here to the UK Surf Show, listening to these voices, and then I hear them on the beach,
coming towards
me." Like, it's so surreal. So, Steve,
he was a nice guy. He was a lovely guy. And do you know what I didn't say as well?
What?
Wetsuit sponsor, Srface, of the show, they sent me a remix 3.2, I think it is, I've got, which was sent to me earlier on in the year, but I haven't had a chance to use it.
Yeah.
Used it now, October, in... I think we're still under the Bristol Channel bit here. I think we are. Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. So it's still super warm. Brilliant. Still didn't need anything extra. You know, like I've been in like suits, 3.2 suits, this time of year before, and you start to feel a bit cold sometimes. But you know, other people out there in 4.3s and stuff like that, absolutely phenomenal suit. Didn't feel like the other one. This one, the remix one, feels like you know, I said before, like put one on and it's like it feels like you need to stretch it out more. Yeah, this one felt like it was all right straight away. Super good suit. Really impressed with it actually. Really tight fitting, but not restricting, but tight fitting and nicely fitting as well. And I mean, yeah, it's just been a really good suit. I'm really impressed with it.
Well, I guess on that point, I should maybe take back or clarify. I famously recently said that it was officially boots time where I surf in Scotland, which I think it was right, at least for me that day it was last week. Down here is so much warmer.
Yeah.
It is so much warmer in the water. Equally brown, but it's so much warmer. And tomorrow there'll be no boots. I'll be ditching them again.
Oh, you're ditching them again, are you?
Ditching them again for here. Enjoy it while I can. I love not having boots on.
I do love it. See, I do like surfing in boots, and I always think like, oh, it's all right, surfing in boots, fine. And then when I take them off, I'm always like, I love surfing without boots.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I might go bootless, I might go booties. Don't know, who knows. Yeah, but I think that's pretty much it. The wind's picking up again, so the doors are closing. Yep. And yeah, as we say, thanks to Dry Robe, thanks to Srface, thanks to everyone who's like made this trip possible. Yeah. Thanks to people like that order stickers off the website and stuff like that, because that all goes into the funding for these trips, so we can do more. So if you want to do more, help out more with the show, we've got the Buy Me Coffee friends, we've got a close story on there, which have been things that have been going up throughout this week. So if you want to see more of that, you can go on, join the Buy Me Coffee and get access to the close friends. As we say, we got the stickers and that for sale, and use our affiliate links for Srface, the discount code UK Surf Show 23. That will get you 10% off Srface. And on the website for this post, you'll see a Dry Robe banner. If you click on that to buy a Dry Robe, we'll get a little kickback off of that, which all of that helps to fund these trips. So if you want to see more of things like this, more trips, different places, I think next we're planning on Northeast.
Yeah, we'll definitely do a Northeast one. I guess it's not my homeland, but it's where I've spent the last 10 years, and it's where I learned to surf. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So yeah,
somewhere else we can be hated.
And and I guess just to finish on as well, if you are visiting this area of Porthcawl around here, definitely check out Porthcawl Water Sports Centre. Go and say hello to the team. They're amazing in there. Ollie, Emma, Logan, Hugh. There's a few more as well I didn't get introduced to, but they are so helpful and so knowledgeable of these spots, this area.
Right on the beach underneath the cafe.
Yeah, exactly. And they will keep you right. If you shouldn't be in the water on that day, they will tell you. So
basically, Hugh is known for saying, people will come down and say, can I hire a board? And he says, no. That's all they tell you is no, because the conditions are too bad, it's not safe. He's absolutely legendary guy.
Absolutely.
He may be appearing on the show at some point.
Well, thanks everyone, and thanks for listening. This has been amazing.
Yeah, cheers.